the skin tax friendly.
Your immigration status. What are your favorite things about the Philippines, and what are your dislikes? How did your stomach fare?
We returned this before, I guess, for some
Hi, how are you?
Nice. A little bit about yourself. You'd already mentioned where you're from. Where are you from?
Right, I'm from Orange City, North Carolina.
Okay, and what area are you from?
From Manila.
From Manila. Wow. Your immigration status.
I'm a tourist. Visa
Okay.
for 30 days. I depart next Friday
Okay.
back to North Carolina.
Intentions on coming back?
Yes, in a year for her birthday in July. We'll do the month of July. And I'm caretaker of my parents. I have a 90-year-old dad and an 87-year-old mom. This has kind of been the test of the water to see if I'd like to live here. And it's been very positive.
Yeah,
It's been very positive.
that's a good idea because a lot of our people don't really come here. Some just go all feet in. They sell everything. We get a lot of messages. Hey, I'm out here. Can you help me situation?
Yes. And
So, do you have intentions for? I'm gonna put you on the spot here. Do you have intentions for marrying? Are you thinking about 13A or an SRRB?
we don't think we want to marry. We just think we want to be partner. And she has an attorney in the family, and I was going to discuss with the attorney what my best options would be if I choose to come and live here, whether I do a 3-year kind of thing and renew it, or just what's available, because I haven't researched that far into the type of visas that would be applicable for me.
Yeah, so them are good ideals. The 36 months, a lot of people live like that. The only problem is that another, like for us,
Yes.
I'm going for the 13A and some SRRB. I'm old enough, but
Right.
long term, I don't think I can keep taking trips to Thailand medically. And
Right,
some
right.
people get a lot of medical conditions and that can prevent it after a while. So SRRB would be an option too.
Okay.
The problem that other people have is that when they get the SRRB, you're dealing with, you pay that big deposit, and it's really hard to get them to release that deposit towards a condo, and or it sounds like you're set up, so then that money stays reserved forever. If you're military, it's a smaller amount. It's like $1,500 US. If you're sick with any medical conditions and can't pass their exam, then you got to pay. I think you're all around 10 to 20,000
Yeah.
on a deposit. But what they don't mention in the others. There's a yearly piece, and it's around 300 US.
Okay.
So at that point, right now, you're going to be paying about 50 a month. When you add it every 2 months, that you keep renewing your visa. But if you go like if you're in Manila, then you can do a 6 month. You can do like a 6 month in Manila. Here they will not allow it in the city, so I can only do 2 months at a time. But you do have to get by the NBI check. After you've been here for 6 months, they'll no longer ask you if you're one for the United States or the police station there. They'll run your background check here. So that's what I have to actually do.
Right.
The next question I have is where you're from. What are your favorite things about the Philippines, and what are your dislikes about the Philippines?
Favorite things: number 1, the people; number 2, the food; number 3, the culture. As far as negatives, the adjustment from all the conveniences of the West to transportation. I had no idea that when I came here, we couldn't just hop in the car and go here, hop in the car and go there. It doesn't work here.
Right, so I just did the pros and cons, and I discussed a lot of people, a lot of these younger generations that are coming here, vloggers that are temporary, they get here and they think that it's like Tampa. You can just grab an Uber and go all the way through the country like you can the U.S., and you're down to, you're down to trains. If you're in actually Manila, you're down to planes, and then you're talking about ferries, and the next thing you know, you're on another small boat, and then possibly a trident. It is a little interesting.
I kind of describe it as you can only travel as fast as the fastest train.
Yes.
Or jeep.
Right, and a lot of patience too. You'll learn
Leave
how.
your Western mentality behind.
I agree. How do you feel about the weather?
It's similar to where I live.
He came in the cooler month.
Well, see, I came in the cooler. But we have, 4 seasons in North Carolina. Here, they don't.
Right, which is good. I don't miss any of the cold weather.
No, I
or
don't.
any of the storm.
I have a lot of musculoskeletal health issues. I'm all broke up. I have a lot of metal in me, so the cold is not good at all for me. makes me really ache, really ache. So the heat, I go out and do little time periods out in the heat, and then I'm back in the AC, and then we're slowly turning the AC up and up and up. So that it's getting warmer.
That's your adjustment.
That's the adjustment. It's not so cold. Yes.
That was me when I first got here for like the first 2-3 months. Literally, I stayed inside the room with AC and I'm yelling at him. I'm used to central air convenience.
Right.
And so then you're down to one room and I'm like, no. And then I started getting on him. I said, I can't live in this room, you know.
Right.
You know, laying up in this room.
Yeah.
And so I had it like at 18. And so was it 17 at one point? And where did I keep the AC in the beginning?
As low as possible.
Yeah.
17, 18,
Yeah, that's-
then I brought it on up.
Yeah, that's
So-
kind of been when we first got here, she's like, it's cold. I'm like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
I,
He puts this big thick blanket up on him. I was like, are you even kidding me now? And then what type of jobs have you done?
The past 30 years, I've been a Department of Defense aircraft mechanic for the Navy and the Marines, Air Force and Coast Guard. So,
Do you qualify because of that reason to get the military?
no, I'm civil service, not military service.
Because I know there's some exceptions to that because they do, like certain diplomats and certain things do have exceptions.
They may, I don't know, because I haven't ventured that far into the research of it.
Yeah, and that's something you'll probably find is like when you start to do a process here, like I did, I've been talking about it.
Yes.
When you go to do it, whether it's your license or permits, or like when you went to go get his business license, it's like 10 other steps, and a lot has changed since COVID. So they've redone a lot online. A lot of it became where they wouldn't do it online, so it became a problem.
Yeah.
What type of career did you have?
At present, I am in Manila City Hall, working at Manila City Hall.
Okay. Let's see here, and then how does your family feel about a possible move here permanently, or you even coming to vacation?
My daughter's not real thrilled about it, but my sister doesn't have a problem, and my parents are, with their stage in life, they're like,
You should, that's
Yeah.
what we did. We informed his family. But
Right.
for mine,
Yeah.
they all have, stay around with me. They're close knit, but not close knit. So my family was not excited about it. If you had to start a business yourself here,
yes.
like, a lot of them, I probably say 8 out of 10 are ready to start a business when they come.
Right.
Have you thought about it, or what would you do?
I love ceramics. I throw on the wheel, and I love clay and ceramics. And I know they have a lot of terracotta here, but I haven't seen other types of pottery,
Yeah,
like earthenware or stoneware. Now, whether the clay's available or not for those, I don't know.
I know they do a lot of imports.
well, I don't know about ceramics, terracotta, yeah, like I said,
Terracotta's
it's everywhere.
everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Probably the gypsum to make all
But
that.
I don't know what ceramics is.
But something like that. We both love to cook, so that's a passion that both of us, we take turns cooking for each other.
That's really good, that's good. Will you be on a specific budget? Are you coming on strictly a pension, several pensions, Social
Several
Security?
patients.
Okay.
I'm comfortable.
So you're comfortable residually, so
yes.
you'll be okay.
I'll be okay as far as that, yes.
How are you guys having fun? Like, tell us a little bit about what you've been doing lately for fun.
Oh my gosh, well, my birthday, we did a lot of Western food. I did grilled cheeseburgers and french fries, and then cucumbers, tomato, and onion, and vinegar with salt and pepper. And that's the first American food I've eaten since I've been here. I know y'all told me to ease into the Filipino food when we
Yes,
talked about it all night.
Yeah.
I didn't listen.
All in.
Oh,
I have plowed into Filipino food.
how did your stomach fare with the
2
difference?
weeks of upset stomach, and now, as long as I don't get a chili pepper or a spicy dish, I'm good to go. Anything somebody wants me to try. I had balloon 2 days ago for the first time.
Nice.
Yes.
I pointed to her today too.
Oh my
Was it
God.
your balloon?
Eating balloon.
Balloon.
It is your detox.
I was detoxing from the American food. It's not that the Filipino food was bothering me. I was
Right.
detoxing from American food.
Yeah, there's a lot of preservatives, like you said, and toxins in the food. And here, like George said, it's like, your stomach will do like some sort of adjusting. We had shipped a ton of Imodium AT and things like that.
I brought
which
stuff
is-
like that with me. I do. She can tell you some of the, because I can't remember all the names of the dishes.
Right.
You tell them some of the stuff that I eat.
The corn soup,
Yeah.
and then the fried fish,
Yes.
and then I made him Shanghai, Filipino Shanghai.
Oh,
And
that's like my favorite.
Teach him how to roll.
Yeah, so I can
Yeah.
roll
How
it
to
now.
roll that,
Yeah, so I
yeah.
know how to roll it now.
That's really cool. So
That's
the
cute.
fact that they're
And
cooking together.
we've shared, well, not maybe for her, but her family has shared a lot of firsts with me. I saw my first active volcano at Laguna.
Oh, wow.
And that was, I mean, where do you go in the United States to see a volcano?
right.
They don't. You know, Yellowstone's is closed and it's not really a volcano. First typhoon, Florida, yes.
Yeah. That and the good thing we keep telling people about be where, you know, check out a bunch of cities, know where you are. Like we came here because of George's family, but we also knew 98% or so we mostly have electric, we almost always have internet, and we have all the conveniences here. But this is a pretty safe place as far as even if typhoons or rain comes in really heavy, we've had no issues in 14 months. And, you know, the only thing we dealt with really was what the volcano would have been the biggest thing that you, when you were growing up. Or did you have any other big typhoons that affected
Oh
the
no,
area?
there's a ton of typhoons, but
Did they affect this area?
no, that's the thing. It doesn't affect. Angel City is protected.
Right.
That's why they have the airports like in Manila and here
Because
because
they're fairly protected.
Yeah, no, protected. That's why we're
I
here.
did get out, she didn't like it, but our swimming pool at the condo is on the 10th floor, so in the middle of the typhoon, I'm from North Carolina, it's hurricanes, and I get outside, so
Right.
I was at the pool, nobody else was out there, and she just stood by the door, I got out in the wind and the rain where I could feel, you know, the typhoon, the pressure.
just like him, I'm like, since it's raining in Florida, oh my God, the chickens, you know, when we had that last minute storm before we left, and then,
Yeah.
I kind of freak out when it comes to it. Have you traveled other places?
We, Tarlac, Angeles, Nueva Ecija. Okay, yes.
And then we go back to that.
Yeah, we're going back to Manila after this, and tomorrow's a holiday.
Like for the 80s when I was working, where everybody was super nice. I said, this to me is like, as I always say, it's like being in the 80s and 70s all over.
I told her family when I was a child in the 70s, just the Philippines reminds me of North Carolina in the 60s and 70s.
Yes.
Everybody knows everybody. They didn't lock their doors. All the kids ran around.
Yeah, there's
and-
kids out playing. We can hear kids every
Yeah,
day because
yeah.
we literally just live a few blocks
Yeah,
and we
right.
can hear the kids playing. And when we were in Mexico, we were out in the mountains, so we really didn't hear the kids all the time because we were in a town-like place. But here, you can hear the kids and the chickens.
And dogs and roosters and chickens last night, or during the night, but that doesn't bother me because that's kind of home sounds, you know? I hear dogs at night, not so many chickens. One neighbor has a few chickens. If I go on my back porch and drink coffee in the morning, I'll hear them, but in the house, not so much, but hear the dogs.
Yeah,
Hear the dogs.
there's been a lot of expats that have been here 10, 15, 20 years. And like they said, eventually you will get adjusted to the little things. And the cost is really nice. I'm sure you're really
Oh, yes.
happy.
Yeah, it's been very
There's
happy.
a big price difference. You'll adjust to that the way we did.
Now, I was hesitant. I have electronic devices other than my cell phone, and I read in America through TSA, no batteries. So I don't know if that meant period in check bags or in carry-on.
There's a
So I didn't bring any batteries. I
Yeah.
plan to buy them here.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't reach over 10,000.
And that one does, so
10,000
we had
milligrams.
to,
Anything over 10,000 milligrams is.
can you put it not even in the suitcase under it?
Yeah, no, you can. There's a limit, 10,000.
Right, so.
This is the 10,000.
Yeah, we did our laptop. Yeah, it's always confusing.
It is. TSA is confusing. Yes.
To bring and not to, because we had brought the laptop.
And they don't make sense. Like drone batteries. Drone batteries are no stronger than 2 AA's, but you can't have them on you.
Yes.
Yeah, we got check.
I smoke cigars. Well, you cannot bring a torch for a cigar, period. Whether it's empty,
Yes.
brand new in the pack,
Yeah.
Oh,
you cannot carry
Yeah,
it
no,
on plane.
no.
But I scuba dive, so I got all my scuba knives. They don't care. They don't care. A brand new torch lighter for a cigar you can't have, but I can have 2 or 3 dive knives. So, like you said,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
Kinda
it makes sense.
Kind of like that situation. So I just think about that.
and even though I can't possess a gun here, I can go to the range and shoot. A funny experience about, because I'm from America and gun violence, we spent 3 nights in Tarlac. Well, the 3rd night we had to move, change rooms, get up the next morning, get in the shower, full automatic gunfire. I'm like, Angie, they're shooting the damn place up. And she goes, no, it's a gun range.
Yeah.
And all I could think about was get under the table.
Yeah, I mean, you are in another, you know, country, kind of like in Mexico, where we would hear things like, yeah, it wasn't that, it was like fireworks. We got scared a few times. And in Mexico, there's good reasons. They thought when we were just gas cartels.
Right.
Have you become a celebrity? Have people noticed you and you find everybody staring at you?
In Manila, I don't like the stares because they don't seem sincere. They seem more observant and patterns. When we went to the market in Nueva Ecija, no, it's like, look, hello,
Right.
and just nice and just entirely different, you know, perception of why people are looking. And of course, her family, a lot of the kids, they stare a lot, but you know, I don't pay it any mind because it's family. It's not.
Yeah, so we got one of each.
We had a long discussion with her family. In America, if I want to talk to you, I call you or I text you. In the Philippines, everything's through Facebook. They
And
think
it's-
Facebook is texting and calling. And
Right.
it's not.
Like in Mexico, it was WhatsApp app. Everybody was
Yeah,
doing
WhatsApp,
everything
yeah.
through the WhatsApp, and I didn't even know what that was when I did
Twitter,
Mexico.
that's another big one in the States. You know,
Yeah.
people communicate a lot. And her family would call me. Well, my phone doesn't do anything because I don't have Facebook set up to notify me.
Right.
Because we don't communicate that way at home. And I didn't want to do all these changes here and then go back home and undo things.
Yeah.
You know, so it's been a little challenging at times with the phone.
It'll be an adjustment. I mean, I can say that close to 14 months of being here, my biggest is still the heat and sometimes I will, I don't know, what's my other, well, he knows I complain about, but I do like the laundry situation.
Oh
I haven't had to
my
touch the
gosh,
laundry.
I love the laundry.
It's like $4 and you get like 15 pounds worth of laundry up the street.
And it's stacked and folded in a little bag. I told her when I go back, I'm carrying all my clothes to the laundry just to get them put into compressed packs because I have no room in my suitcase to bring them. Right, yeah, no maintenance. She's very healthy.
Yeah.
She's not on any medicine, anything.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's good. I told her it's good for her kidneys. No, that's,
See, I'm on a lot of medicine, but I want to get off some.
that's where you guys gonna live, right?
Well, if I come here to live, I want to live in New Orleans.
You do? Yeah.
May bahay po ako doon.
Oh, you have a house there.
Yeah, she has a house there.
Meron kaming dog. We have dog. Shadow.
Hey, Shadow.
Yeah, Shadow.
Shadow's a little black puppy.
Is that your brother?
That's your son.
My son.
That's his wife.
You are beautiful. You're very beautiful.
My son.
Yeah, no, that's his son.
One last question, maybe over there on how's the skin tax coming?
In Manila, it's you pay it. In Nueva, it was explained to me that if they did that to me and the word got around that I was mistreated, then that people wouldn't patronize them because they weren't fair. So I was really surprised because I figured when I went in the market with them, they were going to jack the price like they do in Manila, but they did not. They did not. We're literally, our condo is across the street from Robinson.
Yeah, that's right.
So they have an area.
Oh yeah, yes.
She did say
Yes,
yes.
they have a lot of stuff there, there. So it's been convenient for me to fix things for her that are kind of Western because of Robinson's. When I first got here, we went to Robinson's to stock the condo. She had put some things in there, but me being Western, there were things. We went to Robinson's, we had a cart for it. The attendant pushed it all the way to our room. Across the street, in the building, up the elevator. Where in America did you get that? It does not exist. We took this guy, but I mean, I figured he would just get it to the building and then we carry. Oh no, all the way up to the room, opened the door, he handed us the bags, we tipped him, and he went back.
Have you had any services, haircuts,
Oh
massages?
my gosh, yes. I treated her to her first massage, we got it done together. And her and the therapist chatted the whole time. And I explained later, I said, in my country, you get a massage. You don't talk, just relax. And those girls chatted her the whole hour.
How much was it when you went?
About $25 US for both of them.
Yeah, so that's about right.
Yeah, and then I had never had a straight razor shave, so with Robin, since we got the barbershop, I got the works, the facial, the straight razor shave, the haircut, the massage.
How much was that?
How much?
How many pesos?
Less than three.
Less than three, so.
Around $5, $4 or $5, isn't that wild? If you do that in the United States and got that house, it's gonna be about $40, $50. Easy. You'll start on that today.
Okay.
2 or 3 days.
Okay.
So we do appreciate you guys.
Thank you, thank you. And we continue to watch and
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
do the same. I'm gonna take photo. George and Hank.
Yeah, I would do it on there because.
Oh no, anxiety creeps up on me. Is this how it's supposed to feel? Tell me when it's over, I got someplace that